Hello, Hadar. I'm Joseph. I'm 17.
Hi,
I'm from
Joseph.
Turkey, but I'm living in Netherlands. So I have a question about English accent. I'm learning English. I'm motivated. I want to learn English. I love to speak English. Um, with an American accent, but I don't have people around me that can help me about my accent, about how good it is, or what can I change? What can I do to make it better? So I need your help. So I want to ask, what can I do to make my English like better? What can I do? Like you can hear me now, so you can see, you can hear how good or what can I do to make it better. So yeah, I want your help. So yeah, what can I do? Like I think I need to speak like more clearly. I think I don't know, but yeah, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what's the right thing to do. I don't know what should I do. So I need your help. Can you help me with that?
Yeah.
And thank you.
Okay. Yes, I can definitely help you with that, Joseph. So first of all, thank you so much for sending in this question. And as you're speaking, I'm hearing two different things. One, I'm hearing the Joseph that needs a little bit of feedback and guidance on how he's doing. So you're actually asking me, how am I doing? How would you rate me? Which I'm not going to do. But wait, I have something to say in addition to that. And second, you're also asking me, how can I improve if I don't have anyone else to give me feedback, right? Is it possible to improve without getting feedback? So on one hand, give me feedback. On the other hand, but if I don't get feedback, how can I continue on improving? So I'm going to address those two things. But before that, I have to start by saying, whatever you have done up until this day, keep on doing it because it's working. Joseph, you are 100% clear. You have a beautiful, beautiful way of expressing yourself and even that confidence in your voice that maybe you're not aware of it, but it's definitely there. And I just want to encourage you to keep on doing exactly what you've been doing. And we can tweak it and fine tune it, but you're already doing great. And that is an incredible starting point. As for feedback, you're kind of like shifting between, I want to sound clear, but I want to improve my English underlying theme so I can sound more American. Now, I know that I always talk about you don't have to sound like a native. At the same time, if you are in love with the sounds of English and you want to fine tune the sounds and it's not inhibiting your confidence, then great. Go ahead and do that. I have done that. I know that sometimes kind of like lingering on those small sounds is something that creates an excitement and joy, and I don't want to prevent you from getting there. So I have to say that yes, it's important to have a clear goal, making sure that you're putting in front of you what really matters. And yes, that is speaking clearly and confidently and freely. So nothing about the sounds that you learn is going to inhibit you in communicating, right? So that is the most important thing. And if you have that as your starting point and you want to add to that the nuances, yes, you can definitely work on that. And then I would encourage you to pay attention to nuances like the L's and the R's, right? Like those sounds that create a little bit of weight on your articulation organs and how you can shift between those heavier sounds and the lighter sounds without having one sound impact the other. So if I were you, I would probably focus on that and also create a bit more ease when I'm speaking because it feels like you're very much aware of what's happening here and I'm hearing and feeling a little bit of tension in your mouth. So I would encourage you to let go of the articulation organs and only use whatever is really, really necessary. Having said that, I feel that, like I said, you're absolutely on the right track. You're super clear. And if you want to practice more and improve your accent without the ability of working with someone or getting feedback, here's how you can do it. First of all, sharpen your listening skills. So that means that when you're listening to others, so find someone that you really love their voice, and when you're listening to them, you want to try to pay attention to the nuances in their speech and try to think about what it is that you're hearing, right? What it is about the T, what it is about the melody, what it is about how they connect the words together. So you really want to pay attention to those things and hear them first, okay? Then you want to be able to imitate those things. You don't have to fully understand what it is that you're doing, but you want to be able to control whatever is happening here in a way that is aligned with what is happening here. So what you're hearing can translate to what comes out of your mouth. And if there is a gap between what you hear and what comes out of your mouth, you need to identify what that is. Is it the T that is a little too heavy? Is it the transition between the flap T and the R, right? And then you want to take that part and try to repeat it again and again and again and again until you get it right, until you feel light when pronouncing those specific sounds. It's not supposed to feel like it's hard labor. It's not supposed to feel like it's so hard. It is hard in the process, but then when you understand where everything needs to go, it becomes a lot lighter and softer. So think about that. And then you want to be able to replicate that. You want to make it something that is familiar, right? This new pronunciation needs to be familiar. So for that, you need repetition, 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 right? To repeat that new pronunciation again and again and again until you make it your own. So that is one way to do that. And then you want to be able to give yourself feedback. So you have to record yourself and listen to it. It's tedious work, and probably most people don't have to do it. But if you're really, really focused on tweaking some elements in your pronunciation, this is the best way to do it. You got to listen to yourself, look for the differences between what you hear and what you hear in the recording, right? And try to identify what that is, and then do it again and again and again. You know, I always compare it to practicing something on the piano. So when I was a kid, I used to play the piano, and when I would practice a musical piece, I would not just play the whole thing over and over and over again. I would identify the parts that get me stuck, and I would take just that part and repeat it again and again and again and again until I developed the muscle memory in my fingers. And then I would play it in a larger context, seeing if I'm able to put that part that I practiced inside a larger context. And then I would have to do it again and again and again and again and again. And then I would play the whole thing from the beginning, hopefully without getting stuck again, because now it's part of my routine, right? It's part of how I play it. I've already developed the habits. I've made it familiar, okay? And this is how you can go about practicing your pronunciation. But again, having said that, I want to remind you that the way it sounds to me right now, you're absolutely clear. You have a beautiful ability to convey your emotions with your voice. And the most important thing for you is to just get out there and speak as much as possible and be heard and connect with people, because that, my friend, is really what matters. So congratulations, and thank you for sending me this question. And if you have any follow-up questions for me, I'm inviting you to post them in the comments below.